Hello viewer, we are Team 32 Decent Gradient and this is a video submission for VIIT Hackathon DevCup 2022 organized by ACM student chapter of VIIT. So our domain was healthcare and the problem statement that we chose was multi-disease prediction. So straight away moving on to our first question, that is, what was our inspiration in choosing this problem statement? So basically, we all are seeing the statistics and news of healthcare system in India, which is disastrous and violates the human right that they deserve. The right of having a proper healthcare system, and which must be a birthright of every individual in India. So the pure motivation to work on this project was to contribute something to India and the healthcare system of India. We being the citizens of India and living in privileged families, we all are provided with all kinds of facilities while some people aren't. So we wanted to bring some kind of revolutionary change in the field of healthcare that would be a game changer, and this is why we chose the problem statement. So what problem does our hack solve at bigger scale? So to answer this question, here are some stats regarding the ground reality of India's healthcare system. So according to the Gram One is data, rural healthcare system is one of the biggest challenges that health ministries in India is facing right now, with more than 70% of population living in rural areas and low level of health facilities. Mortality rates due to diseases are on high. So to conquer this huge problem, we built an application for the people who live under the poverty and can't afford to pay for their hospital services, as well as if they live away from the hospitals and doctors to do their checkup, they can do their checkup on our app itself. So our app conquers the key challenges that healthcare sectors faces right now, and these problems are overcome using our revolutionary web application that took a novel approach, different than others, to solve this huge problem. So we, Team Decent Gradient, have built a web application for multi-disease prediction where the user can predict over more than 50 plus different diseases using 7 machine learning and deep learning models to predict data that it has been given on. So welcome viewers. This is our landing page for the project, and as you can see that this is the multi-disease prediction web application, and our main motto of this project is we need to bring the exam room to where the patients are. So on the website we have mentioned some features of the projects and features that we have and the problems that we are solving using this project. So basically we are providing the users different machine learning models and to predict 50 plus diseases. So moving on to our first service, which is heart disease prediction. So as you can see, we have provided with 2 options, that is to upload the file or enter the custom data. So if we choose on the uploading of file, then we have to choose the Excel file that contains the right data that it has been fed on. So as you can see, when I have entered the Excel sheet, it predicts that the patient has heart disease and with an accuracy of 91.5%. So using our app, you can go and check yourself on to the doctors, and here's the data that it has been predicted on, and it shows the Excel file as well. So if we click on the custom data, you will see a form where you can enter the details according to your comfort. Like you don't need to upload any Excel file, and you can enter your data accordingly. So if I choose my sex as female, and you can change the values over here. Right now I have entered a default values as we need to save time for the regarding of the project. So if you click on the submit button, again according to the values we have entered before, it shows the Excel sheet over here, and it says that the patient has heart disease with an accuracy of 87%. So similarly, moving on to the next one, which is Parkinson's disease, similar approach is taken for other models, like we need to enter the custom data. And even you can see over here, here's the nav bar for the project. Like even if you want to change between the diseases that you want to predict on, you can change it as well. So if we click on the Parkinson's disease and enter the data over here, this same output has been shown with a similar format of output. So same goes with the diabetes as well. If we predict on diabetes, it has predicted that patient has diabetes, and it has 68% chance that it has diabetes. And not always that it predicts that the patient has diabetes. Like if we click over here on the browse and we chose the second patient for this and predict, then it shows that the patient doesn't have diabetes with an accuracy of 98%. So moving on to the next part, though this part is the interesting one, because we have 3 models that trains itself, like it takes the input as an image. So the first model is brain tumor. So if we give the model the input image, like I have already labeled the input image so that you can understand that what kind of image I'm feeding it into. So if we click on the no tumor image and we click on predict, so let's see what happens. So as you can see, the project shows the prediction for it, as the MRI shows that the patient has no tumor. Similarly, if we predict the same for the pneumonia image, if we upload an image of chest x-ray, so if we upload this image, it shows that the patient has pneumonia. So moving on to the next service, which is cataract prediction. So if we come over here and we choose any of the image, like if we choose this image and click on predict, it shows that the patient has cataract. And coming on to our last service, which is other diseases, and this predicts over more than 47 different diseases. And it's pretty simple, like you have to just enter the data in the format of yes or no, 1 or 0, which is do you have itching? If yes, then enter 1. If no, then enter 0. And similar easy questions are asked, like do you have shivering, vomiting, fatigue or something. And according to the data that you entered and click on submit, then it shows that what kind of disease you might be having. So it has predicted that the patient might have hepatitis and must go and check on some doctor accordingly. Not only in India, but we can work with organizations all across India and in other developing parts of the world as well. And using simple technologies and social context to design tools, we have been able to impact these communities at a large scale. At last, I would just say that it solves our key challenges, which is early disease prediction, then ease of access, then better accuracy, then early detection of disease itself, then awakens the awareness about diseases amongst the people, and due to free and ease access of it provides a better quality of life to rural people as well. So moving on to the next part is what challenges we face during the hackathon. So to be completely honest, first of all, the major challenge for us was to commit our changes continuously on the GitHub and working in a collaborative environment on the GitHub with our teammates. Basically, it was our first time for our team to use the Git commands on this huge project, and we faced multiple difficulties, as before this hackathon we just used to upload the project using the upload button that the GitHub provides us with, and the major challenge was for us was to understand the GitHub on the first day. So the first day of the hackathon was completely understanding the Git commands and use of GitHub. So this was our major problem. Then again, after understanding the GitHub, we were facing multiple merge conflicts, and also the GitHub was restricting us from pushing any code or any file which is more than 100 MBs. These were the problems that we faced. And talking about our accomplishment, that we are proud of, then our artificial intelligence and machine learning skills grew at an exponential rate. And as you can see that we built over 7 different machine learning and deep learning models for predicting the disease. And the main part of our project was that we deployed our entire site on Microsoft Azure Web App Services. Like we trained it on our local IDE itself, and then we deployed it on our local host. Then later on, we worked on deploying it on the Azure services as well. As you can see that here we have deployed it on Azure, and we can measure the health of the project. So we grew our skills on development as well. And then coming to our last question, that what's our next hack and how can we make it better? The future scope for this is that we would be implementing multiple new features and more disease prediction models. And the features that we are going to implement are recommendations of doctors, hospitals and medicals at low cost and excellent service. And then we are planning to provide with a feature that predicts the amount of insurance that the patient can claim on their healthcare services. And we also plan to work with insurance companies so that they can provide the insurance to the users on the app then and there itself. And I believe that our app will be a game changer and would bring a revolutionary change in the field of healthcare. So at last, the question from my side is that did we accomplish our motto, which was we need to bring the exam room to where the patients are? Thank you.